like I said, my name is Caleb. I'm with DemX Media. We inform and educate voters about the process and about candidates in Georgia so that they can make the most informed decisions about candidates, just so that we have a more equitable and just society in Georgia, which we're working on, I would say. And your candidacy, it stood out to me, I would say, the most because I did see that you ran back in 2018. Thought I'd definitely love to be able to get to know you and let you introduce yourself.
Thank you. So I am Luisa Wakeman and ran in 2018 as a first-time candidate. Ran for State House District 43, ran against one of the more highly funded Republicans in the state legislature, who has been around since, my daughter was born, and my daughter is a young adult, so has been around for a long time, and came 792 votes short of winning, and ran again in 2020 to finish the job and make sure that we had a voice on the important issues.
What was different from 2018, I guess? Specifically, what key goals did you focus on that were different in 2020?
It's different when you're not a first-time candidate. There's a big learning curve, but I went from activist to candidate, and that's a big transition. But we kept the campaign as a grassroots campaign, focusing on reaching out to voters as much as possible, meet and greets. But once the pandemic hit, all that came to a halt. We refocused our campaign at that point to making sure people had resources that they needed, someone to talk to about the issues that were important to them, and healthcare was certainly important. So we were connecting with people on healthcare, and despite Governor Kemp's Medicaid waiver, we just needed to expand Medicaid and make sure that people had the healthcare that they needed. We know that healthcare is critical in the U.S., in Georgia, where we have such a high number of uninsured. And then you add on to that where people are losing their jobs, and so many people are covered through their employer with healthcare. And when they lose their job, suddenly you've got people worried about how their kid is going to get to the doctor if they get sick. And, even in 2018, we saw such a focus on that. I remember canvassing at an apartment complex, and she didn't really want to talk, but, I wanted to engage her to see what kind of issues were important to her. And then she said, look, we were business owners, and my husband had a heart attack, and we lost our business because he got sick. And then she got sick, and they lost their house. And that's like, they were living the American dream. They had worked so hard to build up everything, and here they were, elderly, losing everything just because they got sick.
What would you say has changed about the electorate and for District 43 in particular in Marietta? Because I knew obviously this year it flipped. What would you say has just changed even from 2018?
Yeah, so Cobb County is blue. A lot of great things are happening in Cobb. There is progress being made in this district alone. We're seeing that it's more diverse, younger voters, and people want progress. People aren't going to vote for extremist, an extremist party that's just pandering to a base. Newt Gingrich used to be the congressman in this district. Tom Price. It was a Republican district, but we know from what Republicans are doing in the state legislature right now, they keep saying, Republicans are saying, if Georgians vote, Democrats win. So they are pushing all this these voter suppression laws that we have to combat. And it's really hard to do when you don't have the number of seats that we need to be able to combat that. So, while we didn't win this seat, we came much closer. We ran an awesome campaign, and so grateful for everyone who was involved and invested in the campaign and with their time, energy, passion. But in the end, we did flip the chair of the county commission. Lisa Cupid is now our county commissioner. We have a new sheriff in town. We have a new DA. And we are going to continue to build progress because it's what the people want.
What would you say to voters and activists about what we can do to ensure that, we protect the progress we've made? Because it's particularly voters of color and Black voters, the Georgia GOP knows when they vote, we win. And because they completely turned out at 95%, I think that was the number, for the first time ever in Georgia history. So is there anything else you would say, like, we could improve upon to flip next time?
Yeah, and thanks for being there yesterday. I was actually at the Georgia International Congress Center giving vaccines, and my husband texted me a picture showing me that he was down there, and I was just about crying. I was so grateful that he stepped in for us to represent us and everybody that was down there. But we need to continue to stay involved and continue to show up, and we need to continue to support the New Georgia Project, make sure that we don't lose voting rights that John Lewis fought for so long. And in Cobb County, there are organizations that are trying to lift up different communities, whether it's the Muslim community or the Cobb Community Alliance, which is an alliance of the Black churches and Black fraternities and sororities, and trying to bring up issues that matter and make sure that people have the information that they need to stay involved in the community.
I just had one final question. What is your favorite dessert?
Oh my gosh. So dessert is always fun, right? But I would think that right now, any cake that can be used as a celebration cake with, once we get together and have gatherings again, cake that we can use to celebrate each other and be together would be the perfect dessert.
I agree. I envision a very big blue cake with maybe Stacy's like character on top. That's what I think.
Yeah, we flipped the governor's mansion. No, we're not going to wait till that.
No, we're not going to wait till that. No.
I think that we need to, stay hopeful. One thing that we need to keep in mind is that, we're getting news that these vaccines are taking effect and they're working. The people that are getting them, are able to build the immunity that they need. And, it's so frustrating that we can't vaccinate everybody all at once. Whether you're vaccinated or not, we need to protect each other and continue to do that so that, we can put an end to this virus and have these gatherings that we so desperately want. And it's coming. We just need to hang on
a little while longer.
A little bit longer.
Yeah, I know. Well, I won't keep any longer. I appreciate your time, Luisa. Thank you again for running, and I'm sure I'll see you soon.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Caleb. It's so good to see you virtually.
You too, Luisa.